Hey everybody, welcome back to the OSL round of 36. Matt here with Steve for Matt and Steve SC. We are covering Group K. This is Game 3 of Hyuk versus Pure. First game, surprise timing attack that's for some reason surprised Hyuk by Pure. And then second game, somehow a timing attack that surprised Pure by Hyuk. So, two good plays, solid kind of textbook games. Nothing all that crazy, although we did see some excellent storms by Pure to win game 1. So we're going to game 3 here. Now, Hyuk, obviously, fantastic player now, has been doing really well in the last few months. As Steve mentioned, 80% or 82% of his games since the beginning of July he has won. So I would almost consider this kind of an upset if he would lose this game, not just because I want him to win, but because he's just been playing so solid. Now, he is still in the MSL right now, so if he does lose this game and get out of the OSL, he does still have the MSL where he is advanced to the round of 16. So that's pretty cool, and Hyuk is making it up there. I don't necessarily expect him to win anything this year, definitely not. I think, give him another maybe season or two to get seasoned, and then he'll be up there. But anyways, we are on, of course, our favorite Heartbreak Ridge. Very solid map, map that I enjoy watching games on. Seen a lot of really good games here. And, of course, Hyuk's here on the right, and we have Pure as the Protoss on the left.
Yeah, a lot of people say this map is imbalanced. I believe in favor of Protoss, but it doesn't really make any sense. I mean, statistically, it's not. Statistically, it's in favor of Zerg on this matchup, but a lot of people think like Protoss versus Terran, it's imbalanced or whatever. I like this map. I don't think it's really in that imbalanced because, yeah, it's really hard to get a third base. It sucks, but it sucks for everyone. So it's not really, I mean, you just have to adapt. Zerg have done a really good job, and the reason they're so successful on this map is because of that 3-hatch build. They're able to either, we've seen a lot of 2-hatch builds on this where they get really aggressive, but also Zergs are able to do so much off the 3 hatcheries that they're able to just stick on their 3 hatcheries, or 3 bases, I should say.
Right.
Maybe get 5 hatcheries, but stay on those 3 mineral patch areas, and just off of that, amass a huge enough army to where it doesn't really matter. They don't have to get their 4th base.
Right.
But that's what I meant to say. The 4th base is really hard to get on this map, like for a Zerg. So typically a Zerg really wants that 4th base, but Zergs have been really successful on this map just off the 3 bases and just massing that army. So it should be, Hyuk should be feeling pretty comfortable on this map. And yeah, just to mention some stuff about the MSL and OSL, because it is relevant. Like you said, Hyuk is still in the MSL. So again, he made it to both the MSL and the OSL this season through the prelims, so that's pretty impressive. He made it through the MST, so now he's going to be in the regular MSL. Round of 32 or whatever it is.
I said round of 16, yeah.
Round of 16? Round of 32?
No, it is round of 32.
And it looks like hatchery going up not in the natural location, so that's interesting. Hyuk may be trying to be a little sneaky there.
Huh.
I don't think that Pure knows that. I don't know if he saw the drone
Well,
or not.
I mean, the goal of that, yeah, is to obviously not get harassed like he did the last game. So
yeah, that's a very dangerous move because if
Right.
Pure sees that, then Pure can certainly go out and take that. But the good thing about this is Hyuk doesn't have to worry about taking that later. He can pretty much defend his base, that base, as easily as he could defend his natural, except for the fact that his units can't get out there a lot faster. And it looks like, he's trying to put down his 3rd hatchery now. Pure might think this is his initial hatchery if he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
It looks like a pylon going down. Whatchamacallit, Probe is going to have to back up now, but he did get that pylon down, which is nice because now he doesn't have to worry about blocking. It looks like Hyuk's going to put the hatchery down anyways, so maybe signaling that he's going to go for a lot of hatcheries here because he'll probably put the other one down in the original spot. But again, I still don't know if Pure actually knows that other hatchery exists, and I'm going to assume he doesn't. So for now, Pure is just thinking that, okay, Hyuk's put his 2nd hatchery down, and he'll probably eventually put his 3rd there, but he doesn't know there's already a 3rd down up at this top location. So Hyuk with a little bit of element of surprise here, but he definitely needs to be careful because right now he doesn't have anything to defend all 3 of those bases, and he's not going to have for some time.
I feel like Pure should know that Hyuk has a hidden expansion because you wouldn't just put it, you wouldn't just lay down a hatchery that nonchalantly. Obviously, like in the previous game, he just kept going at it and Pure kept blocking. He kept going at it until he got it. The reason being, obviously, is that you want to actually mine from your 2nd base. So right now, Hyuk is mining from the base at the top right. He does have, I think, probably 1 drone or maybe a couple drones up there. So he is actually getting minerals from that. So I don't know. I don't know if that's enough of a tell. I know that if I were playing Protoss, I sure as heck wouldn't understand what that meant because I wouldn't be able to think fast enough. But Pure might be able to. He might know that there is something sneaky going on here, and he does have. I was trying to look at the wall in there to see how that looked. Obviously, there's a very small choke to actually go into your main base, so that's something that can be defended a lot easier. But generally, Protoss tries to wall off, or slightly wall, the kind of main, not really a choke that leads into your secondary.
Well, and Pure's going to discover this hidden hatchery very quickly here. For one, he's going to see that this hatchery, he still hasn't put a third hatchery down, so that's going to be an indication that there's probably a third hatchery somewhere else. Either that, or he might think that Hyuk is going for a 2-base build, but it looks as soon as he noticed that there still wasn't a second hatchery, it looks like he's sending that probe up to go scout this. So he's going to assume, and with Zerglings up there, probably going to assume that base is there. It doesn't really make a huge difference to Pure, honestly, that third base is up there. Either way, Hyuk has 3 bases. The timing hasn't really changed. I think it was more just a comfort thing for Hyuk to be able to get that base up now so he doesn't have to worry about trying to get it up later. And interesting enough, his lair is there too. So, that's somewhat of a risk too, because you have your lair out there. If you lose your lair, that's a huge loss. It's kind of unrecoverable. So,
Wow.
You want to keep your lair, close to your base so that you can easily defend it, have your reinforcements come out there, and it looks like some Zerglings just chilling out here. But I was going to mention, and this Zealot might get surrounded, but Hyuk's not paying attention. Okay, it looks like he does. Zealot might not be able to make it back. No, Zealot's probably not going to make it back home. There's no cannons up just yet, and that Zealot goes down. So good wall by Pure, though. He does have 2 cannons and actually put one up just to block there to be sure. And again, Corsair coming out and the Citadel and already the Templar Archives on the way. So again, very standard from Pure, and there's the 5th hatchery for Hyuk. So other than the hidden hatchery, pretty standard opening. There's the Hydra's Den already going up and a Spire.
I have a feeling Hyuk might be going for Mutalisks. The reason I say that is because he does have his lair at the more difficult to defend position up there, and I don't think you would do that as a Zerg player unless you could defend it. And obviously we don't see any Sunkens, we don't see any other sort of defense. However, if he is able to get up some Mutalisks and possibly put on some early pressure, he could use those Mutalisks to help defend the base, and obviously eventually he can get a Nidus Canal and whatever else. We do see the standard Corsair play going up. I'm assuming we are going to see Scourge first once the Spire is up, which I think it should already be up by now. So we'll probably see some Scourge come out here right now, but we've actually seen some really good Mutalisk play on Heartbreak Ridge against Protoss. This was the famous map where Shine did beat Bisu with the fantastic play here. Although, wow, actually quite a few, or actually 2 Overlords, and that Scourge, or the Scourge might get its meal, or I'm sorry, it might devour itself. I don't know what you want to say there. Anyways, but this was the map where Shine did very well. We've also then seen Stork do very well on this map against Zerg. So obviously it can go either way. As Steve said, with a map like this that is consistently around the 50s for the percentage as far as, what the advantage is for races, I don't really consider that to be an imbalanced map, especially when so many games have been played on this map. So we can't really say the same for either Storm or El Nino as far as what those are, but in this point I would say this is pretty balanced. And we are going to see the standard Hydralisk go out as expected. The 5-hatch build with Hydralisk, so it doesn't look like we're going to see any sort of switch to Mutalisk or anything like that right now. Assuming Lurker Tech's going to go up fairly quickly, and then we're going to see some Lurkers along some of the ridges. That's a very common thing for the Zerg player to do.
Well, and on this map, one thing you mentioned about the map being pretty balanced, one thing I have seen a lot on this map, because like you said, we've seen a lot of games, is this map is notorious for Muta sniping Templar. It's just notorious because there's so much open ground between your natural and the other player's base that to move Templars across those areas is just so risky. And there's all these ridges, so you may not see, if there's Hydras above you. You can't see over those ridges. It's dark. So there could be Mutas chilling right there. They can come in and out of the dark areas. So like you said, I think Mutas are very effective on this map. And certainly it's good for the Zerg player to definitely get some. It's not like he has to go mass Mutas or anything. Right. But just to have those Mutas to snipe off those Templars is definitely key on this map. And so hopefully we'll see that, well, for Pure's sake, hopefully we don't see that. But if we do get to see that, you'll see what we're talking about with this, what a lot of people think is a little imbalanced. And it really is